Sometimes in a relationship, you can feel like you're losing momentum. You and your partner are getting a bit comfortable. You're not really taking action on your goals the way you were. You're perhaps not being your most attractive selves the way you were when you met. Now, you don't want to point out your partner's lack of motivation blatantly, but you do want to be able to inspire him and inspire yourself to reach new heights together. So today I'm talking about 5 questions that you can use to help you inspire your partner to greatness. Don't forget to download the first chapter of the book. It's available for free in the description below. In relationships, it can be very easy to get comfortable. Unfortunately, comfort rarely inspires action. So what I want to give you today is questions to help inspire your partner to action. Now, before we go on to that, it's always best to check your own backyard before you go cleaning up your partner's. If you want to come at this conversation with your partner, it's best to do so with something yourself that you haven't been taking action in. What's an area of life, an area of self-development, an area of health, an area of wealth that you could do better in? Something you haven't taken much action in. Unless your partner brings up a conversation about goals himself, you're going to have to bring it up. And you don't really want to come in attacking your partner's motivation or calling him lazy. That's not going to achieve anything. So instead, figure out an area that you could do better in and start a conversation around goals using that. Here's a question to set up the conversation that I'd recommend using.
Babe, I need your help with something.
Yeah.
I want to get my business and fitness goals back on track. I was just wondering if we'd like to set some goals together.
This is a great setup question because asking him for his help gets him on your side. It says, I want to work with you to achieve this goal. Once he's on your side and once he feels like you're on his side, he's going to want to work with you. And when you're taking the first action and working on a goal yourself, he's much more likely to come to the table as well. Now, the conversation should be exciting. You want to talk about stuff that excites you. So the first question you ask once he starts talking about his goals is this.
Why? Why do you want that?
Start with why. This is a really important concept. Motivation is driven by the deeper structures of the limbic system. It has to be either a march away from pain or a march towards pleasure. You want to figure out what deeply motivates him. So when he tells you his goal, figure out why. Why does he want that? Is it to live a financially free life? Is it to take care of the children? Is it because he wants to inspire others? Whatever is his why, listen carefully. That's his currency. That's his motivation. Now move on to question 2.
Okay, so what do you need to do next?
Remember, you don't always need motivation to drive action. Sometimes it can work the other way around. Taking the action, even when you don't feel like it and don't have the motivation, leads to the motivation. Imagine that time where you forced yourself to sit down and write a report and you write the first 50 words and it sucks, and then you turn around and you've written 500. You don't want to go to the gym, but you show up anyway and you have a great session. You're not motivated to go out, but your friends drag you out and you have a fantastic night. Action can drive motivation. So figure out the very next little action step, just the next little thing. Asking him, what do you need to do next, takes away from this big overwhelming task and just makes it the one little action that he needs to do next. Once you've established what he needs to do next, ask him this.
Okay, so what's stopping you?
If something wasn't stopping him, he would have done it already. So figure out what the roadblock is. Help him figure out that block. Maybe it's something superficial, lack of time, lack of money, which really comes back to a fear of failure. Or maybe it's something deeper. For a lot of men, what's stopping them is fear of disappointing you. Once he's in a relationship and once he's established and once he's got you attracted to him, he can fear losing that. And taking a very risky action that's likely to result in failure might not be something that he wants to do. He might be worried about your attraction and you losing attraction for him because he doesn't want to fail in front of you. That's why question 4 is so important.
Okay, so what's the worst case scenario?
Whether it's fear around money, time, not being good enough, or most importantly, being a disappointment to you, his limbic system likely doesn't want to process the worst case scenario. But when you actually ask him what is the worst case scenario and you guys think about it together, it's never that bad. It's never what our minds play it up to be. Here's the key. When you ask him this question, it's really important that whatever his answer is, you don't react. It's a big financial risk.
Well, that's all right, we'll handle it.
To get these grades, I'm gonna have to study so much harder, which means we'll have so much less time together.
That's okay, we'll just make sure that the time we do have together counts for double.
I'm just worried that asking for the promotion could cost me the job.
I think it's pretty unlikely, but if it does, we can handle it.
Your confidence in him to handle the worst case scenario is what's gonna make him feel safe taking the risk. In other words, you're demonstrating that you trust him to handle shit and that you'll be there for him through the worst of it, failure or success. And knowing that, he doesn't have to worry about disappointing you or losing you. He's going to be much more inspired to take action.
Okay, so how do we help each other do this?
So you're setting that team frame again. It's not you versus him in this conversation, which is going to make a man feel attacked. It's us versus our goals. It's us as a team together versus the world. Now, some men will want your help. Some men will say, hey, I want you to call me on this, or I want you to remind me of this. Others will want to do it on their own. But that's why you ask the question, how do we help each other do this? And again, it's important you check your own backyard. Create the team environment. When you ask for his help and you facilitate that and show it's okay, he's more likely to receive yours in return. As I say, it's not about going after him at all. It's about working as a team to achieve goals together and inspire one another. Well, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions. Did the process work for you? Did it not? I'd love to hear from you. Leave them all in the comments section below. Give the video a thumbs up, hit that big red subscribe button, and don't forget to download the first chapter of my book, which is now available completely for free in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.
Are you happy with that?
We'll go again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Why do you want that? That sounded accusatory.
Ooh, I thought it was better.
Okay.
It sounded more interested.
I
wanna...
Noggin! What do I need to do next? Someone touched my head.